we can go ahead and get started on our stretch portion, okay? So we're gonna start standing up. Sorry, every once in a while I'll have to adjust my laptop. We're gonna start just circling our head to the right. Keep circling. And then keep your head tilted towards your right shoulder, lightly press down. Just create space between your ear and your shoulder. Deep breath here. Other way, circle to the left. And hold it towards your left shoulder. Creating space between your ear and your shoulder. Deep breath in and out. Circling your shoulders front. Trying to get a big range of motion in that chest and those shoulders, and then straighten your arms. Good. And to the back. Think of expanding and contracting your chest, and then straighten those arms. Good, wide stance. Reaching to each wall, big stretch to the right side. You want to keep your chest open. You don't want to collapse. You want to keep everything nice and open. Breathing, exhaling. Stretch it out. Other side. You can have your hand on your leg. If that feels comfortable, you can have it on your hip. If that feels comfortable, or you can reach to the other wall for a really, really deep stretch. Bring it back. Other way. Again, making sure we're keeping both shoulders square to the front of us. Good. One more time, other side. Keep breathing. And up. From here, we're going to turn our toes out to the side, and we're going to bend and stretch. Bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend. We're going to hold it down here for just a second, then rest our elbows on our knees. This is going to allow us to open our hips and really stretch the inside of our legs. If you shift one shoulder forward at a time, this also gets your back into it. And you'll feel a nice twisting in your back that creates space and opens up each vertebrae. Good. Bring it back up. Walk your feet in a little bit. Toes pointing to the front. Keeping your legs straight, we're going to bring our nose to our right knee. And feel the stretch behind your knee. Hold it. Breathe in. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. We're going to walk our hands to come center. So I'm touching the floor. Let me put up my hair so you can see. I hate having my hair out there. From here, we're going to bend and straighten our legs. Let's bend, creating a nice range of motion, and straighten. Slowly bend and straighten. Again, bend. Straighten, bend, straighten. Now we're going to slowly roll up. I want you to think of rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, really creating space in your back, nice and slow. Roll. Your head is the last to come up. Good. Same thing to the left side. Bring it down. Think about your tailbone pointing up to the ceiling. Good. And breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. 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 Good. Let's come center. And again, let's keep bending and stretching. Slow bend. Stretch. And if you can't touch the floor, that's perfectly fine. Just rest your hands behind your legs to kind of get some stability for yourself. And stretch, bend, and stretch. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll up. Nice and slow, head to last to come up. Good. Walk your feet together. Great job. All right, from here, we're going to bend our knees and touch the floor. So you want your hands, doesn't matter how they're stationed, whatever feels most comfortable to you. You want them next to your feet. And I want you to think of gluing your chest to your knees. I'm just going to come forward so you can hear me talk for this. I want you to think of gluing your chest to your knees. No matter what, however, we're about to straighten our knees here. Even if you can't straighten your knees fully, I want you to think of keeping your chest to your knees. That's the most important thing. And slowly straighten until you can't anymore. Keeping that chest attached. Good. And hold. Just gonna come up. See, I'm not perfectly straight, but that's okay because my chest is attached to my knees. And bend back down. Good. Readjust if you need to. Hands readjust and straighten up as much as you can. I like to kind of take my hands back a little bit more. That's just what feels comfortable for me, but whatever works for you. And breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Really important to supply your muscles with oxygen when we're stretching and working out, so we'll constantly be reminding you of breathing. One more time. Bend and straighten. Good. Keep stretching. Just want to make sure I'm not running late because I have lots planned for the strength portion of the class. Good. From here, again, keep your legs bent. If you want, you're going to take one leg, bring it back. That leg that's back, I want you to keep it straight. This front one, hands on either side. This is going to stretch the hip flexor of the leg that's behind you, as well as the hip of the leg that's in front. And just breathe in here, nice sinking down. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. 1 more, nose, mouth. Good, bring it back. Next, we're going to bring the opposite leg back. So you want to think of sinking down, pushing into this hip so that you feel it in the hip that's bent and the hip flexor of the leg that's straight. Let's take 4 breaths. Ready? In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Nose, mouth. Nose, mouth. Beautiful dancers. Sorry. I teach dance, so that's what I'm used to thinking. Great job, guys. Let's have a seat on the floor. Feet together. We're going to stand nice and tall. Let's bounce our knees up to the side. What this doing is it's opening our hips for starters, but also by bringing my chest up, it's creating space in my vertebrae, having a nice slight stretch in that upper back. Good. Pushing down on one of our knees. Other one. And nose to toes. Good. All right. What we're going to do here is we're going to grab our toes. If you want to grab on the outside, top, inside, that's fine. Whatever's more comfortable. And we're going to slowly inch our legs out until we can't anymore. So again, if you can't get it completely straight here, that is fine. I do want you, however, try and keep your back nice and straight instead of rounding it out. That you're going to feel a big difference in the back of your knees if you straighten, and that comes from the tailbone. When you straighten your back, it slightly arches up your tailbone, which sets your muscles in a place that allows them to really be stretched out by this action. Walk them back in. Think about straightening that back, and walk them out again. Yes. All right, coming onto our backs. Let's hug our knees. And today's stretch is going to be very fundamental, foundational. However, as we go on in this class, we're really going to get into some more advanced stuff. Right now, it's just to kind of stretch and get ready for the strengthening that's to come and the classes that are to come. So let's straighten our left leg and hug our right knee. Good. From here, we're going to take our right knee over to the left side, creating a bit of a twist in our body. Now, this right shoulder, I want you to try your best to keep it on the floor. And we're going to breathe here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Nose, mouth, nose, mouth. One more time, nose, mouth. And switch. Left side, hug, and cross it over. Left shoulder on the floor, in through your nose, up through your mouth. Breathe. Awesome. With our remaining 5 minutes, I want to get a little bit deeper into that back and a little bit deeper into the legs. Starting with our back, I'm going to face the side just so you can really see what's happening. You're going to come to this table position. Your knees should be directly underneath your hips. Your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulders. From here, think of drawing that belly button to the floor, spine up, and you're going to look up. Breathe here. As you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin, round your spine, and tuck your tailbone. This is moving through our cat-cat. And exhale. Inhale, arch. Exhale, contract. Inhale, arch. Exhale, contract. From here, we're going to extend our back legs and just push up with our shoulders. You don't want to have your chin kind of contracted like this. You want as much space as you can between your shoulders and ears. The more you walk your hands into your body, the harder it's going to get, more of a stretch. However, make sure that this doesn't happen. You want to keep that neck nice and long. If you need to make this a little bit easier on yourself, widen your legs. That's going to, it's going to be a little bit easier on your shoulders as well as your back. Breathe here, and exhale. Awesome, one more time. Inhale, exhale. Pushing back onto our knees, sit in child's pose. I want you to walk your fingers forward as we just breathe here for a second. Walk your fingers forward, relax. Let those shoulders sink into the floor. You can walk your hands from side to side as well. Whatever feels good for you. Just here for a little bit longer. And breathe. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Awesome job. Okay. From here, I want you to come onto your knees. We're going to get into those legs a little bit before we start working out. So I want you to pick one leg. I'm going to start with my left and extend it in front of you. If you're using your left like me, I want you to think of, first things first, pulling this left hip back. As though you have a string attached, you're pulling it to the back wall. So here is just natural and relaxed. Now pull it to the back wall. Hopefully you can see the difference. I also want you to think of arching your lower tailbone, pointing it up to the ceiling, and keeping a straight back. Those 3 things. Hip back, arch tailbone, straight back. Take a moment to think of those. From here, you're going to try and attach this lower part of your belly to the upper part of your thigh. You can keep your hand here if you can't go low, but if you want to place your hands on the floor, if you can reach, go for that. Keeping those 3 things that we just talked about, we're going to give little pulses here. Pulse, pulse. This is a great example of active stretching. In this class, we're going to use a combination of active as well as passive stretching. Active is when we are actively moving through motion. This is a great example. Passive, I'll show you in a second, is when we're just sitting in a stretch. I like to use a majority of active. Breathe in. For individuals who are done developing, when I'm teaching the little ones, passive is very good, but for individuals who are done developing, adults, it's more effective to use active, so I will be using more of those. From here, we're going to come forward, straighten that back knee as much as we can, bend this front, and we're going to sink into this hip flexor in the bottom. And you're going to feel the stretch, all in this hip flexor, sinking in. Breathe, and out. Good. Switching sides, come back onto your knees, other leg forward. Take a minute to check those 3 things. Is your tailbone back? Or is your hip back? Sorry, is your tailbone arched? Is your back straight? Attaching lower part of your belly to the upper part of your thigh, you're going to come forward. If you can touch the floor, great. From there, little pulses. This is a great stretch to increase flexibility in the back of your legs. This is often a stepping stone when people are trying to get their front splits. This is a great transition stretch to get to that level of flexibility. Keep breathing. Almost there. Keep pulsing. And forward. Sinking into that hip flexor. I think we're going to start with abs today, just to get you guys excited. And shake it out. Awesome job, guys. Okay, I'm going to give everybody 60 seconds to grab some water while I get my timer set. That was our stretch portion of the class, and now we're going to move into our strength. So grab some water, take a little breather, and we'll get right into it. So if you've been in my class before, you know I always use timers online for like everything I do. Okay. I also like to take little pictures on my thing here so I don't have to keep looking at my computer for everything that we do. Cool. So we're gonna start with our abs. While you finish getting your water, whatever you're doing, I just wanna explain to you guys kind of what the structure is going to be. So I have my abs, I have 30 seconds. And there's no stop in between this exercise. But yes, each exercise is going to be 30 seconds long. So we're going to go through the sequence twice. I have a list here. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you really can't see that. Oh, no. Anyways, I have a list of exercises. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to go through that list twice, so it's going to turn into 16 minutes of exercises. And it's non-stop, but after we go through the list once, I'll give you guys a break. Again, I know it is a lot to kind of keep going continuously, so if you need a break at any time during this exercise, feel free to. I'll keep the sound on for the timer so you guys can see. So the first thing that we're going to do is our crunches. While we do our crunches, I want you guys to think of pushing your belly button into the floor. So you don't want any gap in between your lower back here at all. You want to push your belly button into the floor. Even just sitting here, I already feel my abs engaging and starting to work. If you apply this to your exercises, you're going to get that much more from your ab workout, okay? Tilting down for you, see, 30 seconds each exercise. You should be able to hear the beats. So we start with our crunches. Ready? I'll start out playing music. Crunch, 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 crunch. Where is my photos that I just took? There. Almost there, you guys. The next thing we're going to do, just kind of get you prepped, we're going to continue crunching, but we're going to lift our knees at a 90-degree angle. That's going to engage our lower abs as we do this and make it that much harder on our abs. 90-degree lift. Keep breathing. You want to make sure these knees don't come in too much. They shouldn't come past your hips. Keep crunching. From here, next things next, we're going to straighten our legs and we're going to reach for those toes. That's really going to activate the upper part of our abs. Keep working. Reach for those toes. Reach. Keep going, guys. You can do it. Whew. Keep going. Breathing. Next up, we have double crunch. I love this one. So as we're crunching, our legs are going to go from touching the floor to coming to 90 degrees at the same time. And as I'm sure you can feel, it really engages all of your abs. I agree to this. Stretch. It's going to go by so much faster than you think. 30 seconds is not a lot of time. And since we're switching, it's going to feel like nothing. Alright, from here, really thinking of keeping that lower back on the floor, we're going to do leg raises. Making sure there's no space in your lower back. Really working those lower abs. From here, we have a reverse crunches. So squeezing our lower abs, you want to get your hips to the back wall and then to the ceiling. Back wall, ceiling. Squeezing those lower hips, or those lower abs. I can't talk today, I don't know what it is. Squeeze, squeeze. Next, we're doing a frog crunch. So our legs are going to be feet touching, knees up to the side like a frog, and we're just going to be pulsing in a crunch, and it's going to be so effective for working those abs. And pulse, pulse. If you need to support your neck, that's fine, but make sure that you're not using your hand to push. It's just supporting that neck. Good job, guys. Next, we have our Russian twists. Keep pulsing. Alright, we're coming up to our bodies, and we're leaning back. I lost a nail in the process, and we're leaning back. From here, if you want to lift your feet, that makes it harder. If you want to keep them on the floor, that's fine. Just make sure that you're leaning back. You want to make sure that it's not your arms going to side, it's your torso. Getting our obliques in there. Keep working. Next, we have our bicycles. Think of twisting, getting each shoulder far off of the floor. You want as big a range of motion as possible to make this as effective as possible. Right. Cool. Keep going. We're almost done, guys. That's not so fast. From here, we have plank on our side. So we're coming onto our feet and our elbow. We're planking onto our side. If you need to keep your legs on the floor, that's fine. If you want to come up on your feet, awesome. If you want to add a little more difficulty, you can reach in and up. And in and up. Down. Really squeezing, trying to get that left hip off the floor as much as we can. Keep breathing. Next thing, we're just going to switch sides. Whew, keep breathing, you guys. I know it's killer. One more. Switch sides. Keep breathing. Squeezing that side to keep it up in the air. Think hip to the ceiling. Again, you have variations if this is a little bit tricky to keep balance. Next up we have, keep going, sorry. What do we have next? Oblique crunch. So, we're bending one knee, just the opposite leg. Awesome. This next is all about the obliques, and then we finish with a 30-second plank. So opposite arm to opposite leg. You want to think of getting your shoulder nice and high off of the floor and really twisting to the other side. That range of motion, that getting high off the floor really is going to work those obliques. Let me feel the burn. Switch sides. This next exercise I think might just be my favorite oblique exercise of all time. It is killer in the best way possible. It burns, but we love it. Keep going. Keep going. From here, we're leaning back again, like in that Russian twist position, but we're twisting to one side. So just to show you, lean back like Russian twist, twist to one side. Come in and out, in and out. So since I'm angled, my left hip is on the floor, my right hip is up. I'm feeling right in this right oblique. That's what the twist allows us to do. So it's a little bit of a play on that typical ab crunch. We're turning it into an oblique workout just by slightly turning our bodies. And it is so effective. I'm sure you guys are really feeling that burn. I know I am. Switch sides. We have this one that we're doing right now, then a 30-second plank. And then we went through the whole list. That was quick, eh? Keep breathing. I always like to think you can do anything for 30 seconds. 30 seconds is so fast. Keep breathing. You're really gonna feel it next morning in the best way possible. All right, from here we have a 30-second plank. And then we get a little bit of a break, so just keep telling yourself that. You want to think hips down, abs engaged, straight line, neck in line with your body. See, this is why I don't like to put my hair. It just falls out anyways. There's my head. Keep going. Almost there, you guys. Breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Woo! All right, we're going to take a break before we go through the section again. Let's come up. Stretching through those abs. Whew, I already feel it. I already feel the burn. Take a little breather, grab some water. And we're going to do that whole list again, and I promise, I don't know about you guys, but I'm already feeling the burn just from doing the list once. When we do it again, you are really, really going to feel it in the best way possible. So grab some water, then we're going to go again. All right. Oh. Sorry guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but it says I'm out of the meeting. I don't know what happened. No, don't leave the meeting. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm not sure what happened there. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure before I continue that I'm back on. It said there was a problem with connection. I'm so sorry. But if you guys can hear me, just give me a yes or...
Yeah, you're back.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, sorry about that. If that ever happens, just hang tight and I'll try and turn off my Wi-Fi or turn it back on or whatever. But looks like we're back in, so without wasting any more time, let's get back into our abs. We're doing the whole thing again. Ready? So we're gonna start with a normal crunch. 2, 1, and then go. Crunch. Keep going, and crunch. Keep going. All right, next we have our 90-degree leg raise, making sure it's not coming too close to our upper body. Keep squeezing. Good job, guys. You're almost there. Think lower back into the floor. Making sure we're breathing. Sounds silly, but it's easy to forget, and it's so important, right? Keep breathing. All right, now we're going to straighten our leg, reach for the toes. The higher you get off the floor, the more you're going to feel it. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Keep going. From here, we're doing our double crunch. If that happens again, just keep going. Hopefully it'll be over by the 30 seconds. Next, we have double crunches. Double crunch. From here, we have our leg raises. So squeezing that lower ab, thinking of getting that lower back into the floor as much as we can. Squeeze. Keep going. Feel the burn. Pushing that belly button into the floor. Keep going. Next up is our reverse crunch. So by squeezing our lower abs, we're thinking of getting our hips to the back wall and then to the ceiling. Keep going. Keep going. And reverse crunch. Squeeze. Back wall ceiling. Squeeze. I love this one. Whew. Next up is our frog crunch. So our legs in that frog position, we're just pulsing up. Keep squeezing. Squeeze, almost there. Try and fit in one more at least. Keep going. All right, our frog crunch. Pulse. Good job, guys. Pulsing. All right, next up we have our Russian twist. Again, make sure that that movement is not coming from your arms going side to side, but from your upper body. And if our legs are off of the floor, make sure we're leaning back as much as we can on our tailbones. Russian twists. Twist, twist, twist. And to cross one leg over the other so they stick together. Keep going. After this, we have our bicycle crunches, and then we move into our oblique step. Although this certainly is all of your abs, including your obliques, this move right here. Keep squeezing. If you have a weight, it's a really good use of it as well. It's kind of a bit. All right, next we have our bicycles. Big range of motion, big twist. Getting that shoulder blade off the floor and across your body. Here you go. From here we have our plank, our right-sided plank and our left-sided plank. Just to get you guys ready for that. Keep going. Next one. All right. Up on one side. And there's a lot of variations to this. You can do whatever you feel comfortable. You can even have it up here. That makes it a little easier. Or like I said, knees on the floor, or do it without a reach. That's fine too. This one's definitely tricky. It burns so good. Keep going. Woo. Keep going. Keep going. Other side. Breathe. Out through your mouth and through your nose, okay? Almost there. We're so close, you guys. Almost there. Keep going. Woo. All right, next we have our oblique crunch, opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, this is another one you want to think of big range of motion, lifting it off the floor and getting that shoulder across your body. Keep going. Almost there. We are so close, you guys. Keep going. Switch. through your mouth. After this, we have our ab crunch, but the variation where we work our obliques, so both sides, and then plank for 30 seconds and you're done. A minute and 30 seconds left of abs. We can do it, you guys. Whew. Let's come up to this position. Lean back, one side, crunch. Feel it in that oblique. Whew, really starting to burn in the best way. Keep going, guys. Whew. Making sure that it's not your arms pushing you up, it's squeezing your obliques that are pushing you up. Keep going, almost there. Whew. Whew. Almost there. Keep going. And other side. Crunch. Whew. Keep going. Keep going. Into your nose, up your mouth. So close, you guys. All right, after this, we have 30 seconds of a plank, and we are done. All right. Let's get ready. Hips down, abs engaged, neck in line. 30 seconds. You can do anything for 30 seconds, right? Keep breathing. And out. And out. In through your nose, up through your mouth. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Stretch it up, you guys. We did it. That was killer. Woo. Take a big breath up here. And out. And let's sit back into those hips. Awesome, okay. That is it for our abs today. I hope that your stomachs are on fire. I hope that you were exhausted. With that being said, grab some water. While you do that, I will explain what we're doing for our legs portion, which is what we're finishing up with. So we did stretch, we did abs, we did legs. Well, we're about to do legs. We're making good time. Okay. We're going to start with our inner and outer legs. So you guys can just follow along. We're going to do our inner and outer thighs. We're going to do lying on our side. Just very, very quick to get those legs activated. This first section of legs is all about activation, whereas the last section of legs is really, really about working them. So we're going to start with activating the outer and inner thighs. Grab some water and then you guys can just simply follow along, okay? All right. So we're going to start lying on our left side, doing simple outer leg raises for 30 seconds. You can flex that foot or point it, whatever feels more comfortable. I like to point it. It elongates the muscles in your leg and allows for more of a full workout. I'm going to keep squeezing. I have my workouts on here, which is why I keep looking at my phone. Okay, 30 seconds is just about done. From there, we're going to circle it outwards, keeping it raised. You should be squeezing your glutes, the side of your glutes. You're just going to circle out with your leg. Keep going. Outward circles. So we're making clockwise circles. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Again, this is all about activation, so really squeeze those muscles. From here, we're going to pulse our inner thigh. You're going to put this one on top or behind, and you're just going to pulse this inner thigh up and up. And I do use a lot of these effective exercises from week to week, so the more you come to class, the more it'll be familiar with you, and it'll be easier to transition from exercise to exercise once I just tell you what's next. But awesome job, just bearing with me for now. Whew. Hopefully you guys will be sore tomorrow. That is the goal. Okay, from here, we're drawing little circles with our leg. Little circles, squeezing that inner thigh. Good. Keep squeezing. Awesome job. And you can even change that direction of the circle on this inner thigh one. Okay, next we're going to repeat all of that on the other side. Okay? Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Leg raises. Squeezing those glutes. Pulse it up, control it down. Pulse it up, control it down. It's not just doing the movement, it's really thinking about how you're doing the movement, what muscles you're utilizing, the angle of everything you're doing. You really, really got to work, especially when you're activating those muscles, really focusing on what you're doing. Awesome. From here, we're doing our outward circles. Keeping it up, keeping that glute activated and squeezing, little outward circles. Good job, you guys. You're going to love what's next. It's really, really effective. You're really going to feel it, to say the least. Keep squeezing. From here, inner thighs. Let's pulse. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you can have it like this and just pulse. This just feels better for me, so that's what I do. But whatever feels good for you, that's what you want to do. Oh, you guys are going to love what's next. It's definitely a crowd favorite. Keep breathing. Keep pulsing. Woo! Almost there, guys. From here, we're going to do our leg circles. I like to point my toe for the inner leg circles. Whatever feels good for you, though. Keep going. Breathing, squeeze those inner thighs. It's starting to get hard. And if you want to change directions, go for it. Your circle. Breathing, you're almost there. Woo! Keep breathing. And relax. Okay. If you want to use your resistance band or a weight for these next ones, you'll be able to do so. I'm just not going to worry about that for right now. Again, I just want to explain it. And again, these are all designed for no equipment, body weight only at home. So if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. That is what the exercise is designed to. So next, we're going to continue our activation of those glute muscles. I think it's really important when we're working our legs to start with activation. A really common problem that some of you may experience and don't even know it is being quad dominant. So I personally am very, very quad dominant, which means when I go to the gym, I'm working out, I'm trying to grow my glutes. What happens is my quadriceps are so much more strong than my glutes that they take over. And I find myself working my quads instead of my glutes. So the next morning, after spending an hour at the gym trying to grow these glutes, I wake up and my quads are sore. My glutes feel nothing at all. That's because I'm quad dominant. My quads take over. A way to overcome this is to activate those glutes first with glute isolation exercises, which is what we're doing now. If you activate them, you start firing those muscle fibers in your glutes, which means when you go to do the more full-bodied workouts, I guess you could say, your glutes are already tired and they're already worked, so naturally they take over, and you're really, really going to feel the difference. So I'll teach you some ways to do that in this class. One really good exercise to activate those glutes are glute bridges. So what you're doing is you're squeezing your glutes to push up. I want you to think of there's like a penny in your butt and you're squeezing that penny. I know it's a weird analogy, but that's what you're thinking of. And I want you to think of pushing not through your toes, but through your heels. These are all things that are going to activate your glutes. So we're going to do variations. Let's start with just normal glute bridges for 30 seconds. Ready? And go. Pushing through your heels. Squeezing the penny at the top. Squeezing, keeping your shoulders on the floor. Abs engaged. Your legs are going to be on fire after this. Nice and slow. Pulse it up. Control it down. Next thing, we're going to do glute bridge pulses. So we're going to stay at the top of our motion. We're going to pulse and pulse and pulse faster instead of keeping it down. We're going to pulse and pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. Keep pulsing. Pushing through your heels. That's what's going to isolate your glutes as opposed to your hamstrings or anything else. From here, we're doing our 3-point glutes. So you guys, glute bridges. So you guys can just kind of follow along. You're ready down. We're going middle, up, middle, down, middle, up, middle. And by keeping static in each of these positions, you're really working those glutes. Middle, up, middle, down. You want to freeze in each position. It's almost like a picture, 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 picture. The transition in between isn't important. Next, we're going back to our normal bridges for 30 seconds. I'm already feeling it in my glutes. I hope you guys are too. Ready? Normal glute bridges. After this, we are almost done. Keep going. It's going to get real hard, but the end is near. Doing this before your glute workouts, I promise will change leg workouts forever. Keep going. Make it so much more effective. Even this alone is such a good workout. If you just do this once a day, I promise you will see a difference. Single leg glute bridges. One leg straight up, the other. Working to keep your hips stable. You don't want to teeter-totter from side to side, and you want to keep pushing through those heels. Moving your legs a little bit outwards if that's what you need. But yes, guys, I challenge you to do this, even just this glute bridge exercise I'm giving you now. Again, this video will be posted once a day, and I promise you will see results. Keep going. Switch legs. We're almost done. After this, we have 2 more variations. Pretty good. Keep going. Whew, I'm already sore. It's the best feeling. Feel that burn. We worked hard for that burn. Enjoy it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. From here, we're going to do our swinging bridges to work the side of our glutes. So we're coming up to that glute bridge position, squeezing your left hip, then your right. I'm just going to put my arms up so you can see me. Right. Left, so it's almost like I'm swinging from side to side. But what's activating that motion is I'm squeezing my right hip, then my left. And this is really going to target the side of your glutes, that hip dip area, as they're so often called. After this, we have 30 seconds of a normal glute bridge, and then we're done. And ready, back to normal glute bridges for 30 seconds. Go! Almost there, you guys. Keep going. Keep going. Woo. And up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and up, down. Almost there, guys. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Shake it out. That is our glute bridge section. Awesome job, guys. Okay, so we did our activation with our inner and outer thighs. We did our activation for our glute bridges. We have one more activation before we get into our full body workout, okay? And again, I challenge you to go back, revisit this, do just these activation exercises, the glute bridge sequence. You will feel a difference, even just on their own. It doesn't need to be a precursor to any kind of workout. On their own, you will feel a difference, you will see a difference, and I really, really encourage you to do that. Okay, last really, really great glute isolation activator. We're going to come back to that tabletop position that we did in our stretch portion of the class. So while we're here, think about 3 things. I want you to think shoulders over top of wrists. You don't want it back like this or forward like this, directly over top. Similarly, you want your hips directly underneath your knees. And lastly, this is very, very important for this, belly button sucked into spine. Engage those abs. Hopefully you can see how straight my back is. It's not curved like this, because what we're about to do is our leg extensions. You want to keep a straight, I'm so sorry, you want to keep a straight back, because your glute should be the one doing all the work in this exercise. Like I said, this is an isolation exercise. Sorry, can we get out of here? Like I said, this is a glute activation exercise. So you don't want your back arching and doing all the work. That's your back working. That's not what we want. This is a glute exercise. So just squeeze that glute and get it up there. What we're going to do, 30 seconds of normal leg raises, 30 seconds of donkey kicks, and then 30 seconds of fire hydrants. So as you're doing that, I want you to think of stacking your limbs and keeping that back nice and straight. Belly button into spine. We're going to do one on each side, and then with whatever time we have left, we're going to do some full body leg workouts, okay? So I'm going to start that music. Let's go again. Ready, guys? Engaging that ab, belly button into the spine. 3, 2, 1. Go. Squeezing that glute. That movement is coming from the glute and the glute alone. Nothing else is working. That's what makes this such a great isolation and activator. Keep squeezing. It's already so tired from our glute bridge sequence that this is just that much more effective, you guys. Keep breathing. And again, if you want to use your resistance band for these, feel free. Keep going. Keep squeezing. Next we have, it's getting so hard, we have our donkey kicks. We're just pulsing at the top, and what we're doing there is just squeezing our glutes. Pulsing at the top. Stop, Dad. The volume's on, please stop. Sorry, guys. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. After this, we have our fire hydrants to the side, and we're done. Take it down, and other side. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Almost there. Keep breathing. This is working the side glute again. It's getting so hard. Woo! Almost there. Almost there. Good. Other side. Leg. I'll give you a second to kind of get into it. We're going to do the other side. So think about stacking those hips and everything. Trying to get right before 30 seconds. There. All right. Other side. Ready? Stacking those hips, engaging those abs. And go. Go. 2. Keep breathing. Again, you want to make sure your back stays straight, your abs stays engaged, and that this movement is coming only from your glute. Keep going. Keep pulsing. You don't want to bring it too high because that's when your back starts to get involved just high enough that you feel the burn in your glute. Awesome. Next we have our double pulses. Woo. Think about pushing your heel to the ceiling. You want it coming from that glute and that glute alone. Almost in, guys. Woo. Keep going. Keep going. Woo. Whew. Keep breathing. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire hydrant. Stop. And try and get it as high as you can off to that side. Squeezing the side of that glute. Keep going. Squeeze. 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 Keep going. Sorry, guys. Keep going. Good. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Woo! Oh my goodness. I am on fire. I hope you guys are too. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick break to grab some water before we get into our next exercise. This next exercise is going to be all standing stuff, okay? If you want to get your resistance band in there, feel free. If you want to get your weights in there, feel free. But again, I designed this to be no equipment, just body weight. So we're going to start with our pulse lunges. We're coming into a lunge position, and we're just pulsing here for 30 seconds. Keep going. Sorry, I stopped the music. I don't know why. Keep going. Oh, I paused it. Keep going. Keep going. Whew. pulsing, sitting in that hip, letting it push you up and then back down. And switch legs. Keep going. From here, we're just going to do normal squats. Talking about that for a second, I want you to think of pushing into the floor with your heels and out away from each other. I want you to think of hinging from the hips. I want you to think of squeezing your glutes down and up, and I want you to think of tall back. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Normal squats, go. And squat, and squat, squat. If you want to see where you would place the resistance band, if you want to use one. Keep going. From here, we do our pulse squats. So keeping down in this motion, you're going to keep pushing yourself up by squeezing your glutes. Ready? And push. Push, push, squeeze. This one is killer. Oh my gosh. Keep pushing. Almost there, you guys. We have a couple more of these and then we're done. Take a break if you need, and then come back down and keep pushing. Take knees out to the side. From here, we're going to do squats with our leg raises to the back. So we squat, raise your leg to the back. You'll see I came a little bit closer for this position. Keep going. These are all kind of squat lunge variations that are so hard to do after we did our glute workouts on the floor. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. From here, we're going to do the same, but lift it to the side. Squat, lift to the side. Squat, lift to the side. Almost done, you guys. We have 2 more after this. 2 more exercises after this. From here, we have a sumo squat. Keep going. Or sorry, we have a 3 pulse squat. So we pulse 3 times and come up. Then we have our sumo squat. We're done. Ready? Pulse. 2, 3, up. Pulse. 2, 3, up. This is our second last 30-second exercise. And we are done for the day. 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Down, 2, 3, and up. Down, 2, 3, and up. Down, 2. Last one is our sumo squats. Knees out to the side. Think hips, pelvis forward, knees back. And up. And up. And up. Keep going. Knees to the back wall, pelvis to the front wall. You want to be flat from the side view. Keep going. Woo! I know it's exhausting, but keep pushing through, you guys. You can do it. Keep going. Woo! 3, 2, take it out. Oh my goodness. And that is it. 7 o'clock means, unfortunately, I have to let you guys go. But thank you guys so much for coming.